This is literally me waiting to play Blackout.
Come on! Come on!
Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Zombies Top 10. Today guys, we're going to be doing the top 10 worst box locations in Call of Duty Zombies history. Now I asked people on Twitter to tell me what they thought was the worst box location. I got a literal ton of different answers, but a lot of them were similar, so I tallied it all up and got a really clear and concise list from all the comments. This is completely fan voted from people on Twitter. If you guys didn't know, on Twitter I ask all the time of different suggestions for top 10s and 5s and all that sort of thing and get answers that way. Also, if you guys have a top 5 idea that you would like to see, or a top 10 or anything like that, you can comment that down below. And also, before we get into the video guys, just to let you guys know, I'm currently selling Zombies Extraordinaire shirts. Here's some people on screen that have already bought one and supported me. If you guys want to support me as well, the link will be in the description. And also, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's jump right into the top 10 worst box locations in Call of Duty Zombies history. Coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the Ascension Power Room. Now, to me, this really isn't too bad, but I would say that this spot can get really claustrophobic on the later rounds. Now, obviously, the box is going to spawn here every single time at the start of the game, so chances are later on in the game, if you've probably already moved the box or something like that, so it really isn't in the worst location late game, but at the start of the game it can get really tricky because chances are you probably don't have the best gun, especially on Black Ops 3. On Black Ops 1 you can buy the MP5 right before the door to go into that area towards like the rocket, but on Black Ops 3 you only have an RK5, so it's really not that good. Also, some people like to go through like the jug room to get there, but at the same time it's just not really that great of a spot because you really don't have any exits. You kind of got to the top of the map. Now, yes, you can open up the other gate, but I feel like a lot of people don't end up opening that area. And to me, this spot is just really claustrophobic. You have the zombies coming out of the windows, going up the stairs, so it's hard to get down, and also the zombies jumping over the wall at the same time, so it can get pretty bad. And I think it's a lot worse than Black Ops 1, to be honest, just because the weapons in Black Ops 1 are really not that good. So yeah, that spot comes in at the number 10 spot. Coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be next to Mule Kick and PhD Flopper outside the map at the docks on Mob of the Dead. Now, this is a pretty popular camping spot. A lot of people like to camp here, and I've done it myself a couple different times. Now, to me, this isn't really the best camping spot, but overall, it's pretty decent. Now, the good thing about camping there is you have the sniper tower, and you can also upgrade it to shoot RPGs instead of snipers, which is really cool. But overall, this spot can get really claustrophobic as well. Zombies are going to be rushing from the front, and also they jump over the docks at you, so it can get like really hairy there. And to me, like, if you're going to hit this box, you definitely want to do it at the end of a round, or like as the round is switching, because you do not want to be here mid-round, especially past like probably round like 6 or 7 is when it's really going to start getting really hard. So make sure you guys have good weapons if you're going to go here mid-round. But overall, this spot can be very tricky, and it comes in at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be in the NUKETOWN house. Now, this is the house that has the bunker behind it. Now, this box location is literally right next to the door. So the really bad thing about this is zombies are just going to be swarming in. If you're like playing solo, for example, all the zombies that spawn in the starting room area or anywhere else around that area, they're going to be coming through the door. So if you're going to get a weapon, you have to be really careful. And also, if you have the door open in the back, zombies are also going to be coming from behind. So it's really easy to get double slapped on NUKETOWN because it is in Black Ops 2. So you have to be extremely careful if you're going to be hitting the box mid-round. Once again, like pretty much all these box locations, you want to hit at the end of the round, like maybe saving a zombie or just like in between rounds, because it can get really difficult. So the NUKETOWN house with the bunker in the back comes in at the number 8 spot. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be the lava infested town. Now this spot is right next to double tap and it's around the fence. Now this spot can get really weird because zombies are going to be coming around the fence, and especially on the later rounds they're just going to block the doorway to get out basically, so you really have to clear it out. And the thing about town is it really doesn't have the best weapons either, so you want to make sure that you get lucky and hopefully you get something really good. Now you can throw like EMPs if you get those to kind of stun the zombies for a second, or you can hope that you get the ray gun Mark II and just headshot every single zombie in the way. But overall this spot can get really tricky, so you want to be really careful. So town at the double tap location comes in at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be 2 different locations specifically on 5, and I combined them because they're both in the basement of 5. The first one is going to be the Bowie knife room. Now this is the room right to the left as soon as you go down to the basement area or the lab area on 5. Now the reason that this spot is really tricky is because you have doorways directly behind you and in front of you, and zombies are just gonna like just roll in up on that booty, and you really need to be careful. And not only that, you have Nova crawlers down there in the lab, so that can really mess you up. And the other also like 5 basement location is the one in that room that's like in a really small room, like the box is there. Now this spot is really annoying as well because you have doors, so you have Nova crawlers and zombies coming in at you, and you have to actually be inside the room to grab the weapon. So that is really bad as well because literally the room you can barely move, so you need to be like sure that you can clear the zombies out of the way so you can actually get out of there. And I just feel like that spot is like really bad. But overall both of those locations, and just like generally the lab on 5 is a really tricky area to maneuver about, so you got to be really careful there. So I decided to combine both of those because they're both pretty bad, and the 5 basement comes in at the number 6 spot. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be the generator 4 area on Origins. Now this spot is really tricky. This is where you activate Jug, and also not only that, you have to basically have your back in a corner when you want to hit the box, so that can be really frustrating. Now overall, turning on the generators on Origins can sometimes be really tricky if you're on later rounds, so you got to be extremely careful. Now in my gameplay I don't actually end up getting the box here. I literally tried for like an hour to get the box to spawn there, and it just was not happening, so I apologize for that. But overall this spot is really bad because zombies can swipe you in the back and you can just get messed up really easily, so it's definitely not the best location. And Origins and like Mob of the Dead, for example, they're both maps where the zombies are extremely annoying. They'll double slap you so fast before you can even think, so you really have to watch your back when you're hitting the box at the generator 4 spot on Origins. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be on REISE. Now this is the location in the small room that you have to drop down at. You go up the like big catwalk where the dragon is, and then you go to the right hand side, not jumping over to where you build the trample steam, but you go down to the right and you just keep going down, and eventually you'll fall to one area that just has 1 room, there's a box location there, and 1 elevator. Now the really annoying thing about this spot is you really can't go anywhere besides down, and it can be really bad if you don't have a lot of points because you have to open up doors to get back to the top where you were originally before you dropped down and went up the catwalk and everything. So this spot is just really bad because zombies can also spawn literally right next to you and just drop down as well, so you just have to be extremely careful, and you got to make sure that you move this box location. Now REISE doesn't have a lot of box locations, so this one definitely seems to be more common than some of the other ones, but overall this is definitely going to be one of the locations you're gonna have to hit the box if maybe you die with the liquefier and you just keep hitting the box over and over. And it's always going to be in the upside down room, which is kind of weird as well, but then again, once you move it, it's going to most likely move here or kind of near spawn. So there's only 3 locations on REISE, so chances are it's probably going to move to this spot if you end up moving the box. Coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the Buried Maze. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you happen to get the box moved to the Buried Maze, then you don't know how to play Buried, because first of all, you got to get Leroy and give him some candy at the original spot so you can lock it down right there, right as you go down into the bottom area of Buried. But then again, you can use Leroy to your advantage, or Arthur, and you can get him to bring the box to the location like I did, because literally I never ever, I think this is literally the first time I've ever hit the box in the maze, and I played Buried a ton, so it just never happens to me. But I can understand why this is a tricky situation, because if you're on round like 6 or 7, zombies are going to be hopping out of the hedge coming for that booty, and you got to be really careful, because it is super claustrophobic and probably one of the worst places to be in the middle of a round. So you just got to be really careful and hit the box like literally probably at the end of the round, or maybe save a zombie. But still, even then, with the zombies double swiping you better have Jug, and it's just going to be a bad time. So the maze on Buried comes in at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be the REISE Teleporter B room. Now, this is also the same on the Giants, the same map. So Teleporter B is the one to like the right hand side once you go up the stairs in the Thompson room if you played World at War. Now, the really bad part about this location is the window. Now, there's a window literally directly behind you, so you need to watch it if you're on later rounds, because zombies are going to come sprinting from your left hand side and also on the window behind you. So you want to make sure that you're watching your back at all times while you're hitting the box. And this is another one of those things where there's like an indent, so you have to hit the box and then like back up if you want to be safe, because zombies are just going to be coming from every direction. So you can't go all the way up unless you're facing the opposite direction and prepared for zombies to come from your right and behind you. It's just a really bad spot, and I hate it when the box goes here because it's just really annoying. So overall, that spot comes in at the number 2 spot, the Teleporter B on REISE. All right, guys, in this top 10, we have 2 honorable mentions, and the first one is going to be the Buried Courthouse. Now, upstairs in the courthouse of Buried, there is a long kind of hallway, and at the end of the hallway is the box. Now, it's not really that long, let's be honest, it's like 6 or 8 feet, but anyways, there's a window literally right to the left hand side of you, so you got to be careful there if you're going to be hitting in the middle of the round. Now, the good thing about this is it's a pretty decent camping spot, to be honest, but I wouldn't recommend going there with like a group of friends if you're just going to camp there. It's just not the best place to camp. But overall, you really have no escape. The only way to get out is by going back or backtracking the same way that you went into that room. So it can be a little tricky. Just be careful, hit it at the end of the round or anything like that. And the other honorable mention is going to be on GOROD KROVI, right above like the spawn room on the ledge. So this spot, honestly, I don't think it's that bad, but at the same time, zombies can jump up and actually like jump up on the ledge literally right behind you, so you need to be really careful, and zombies can come from either side. Now, the good thing about this spot is you can jump off the ledge, so you can get pretty lucky if you just get like a quick box hit in. You should be good, but it really isn't that great of a spot, to be honest, and I would never recommend hitting the box here unless it moves to that spot, which can happen, but I feel like it's really rare. I feel like it's gonna move to like Dragon Command or something like that instead. It just seems like it's that for me. I don't know. I don't even think I've actually ever gotten the box at the ledge location in the middle of a game. I think I've only just used like fire sales or gotten it at Dragon Command or something like that. So I feel like this spot is kind of rare. The box is probably going there like 1 out of like 10 times maybe, as far as like ratios go, but it just doesn't seem too popular. So yeah, that's the other honorable mention. And coming in at the number 1 spot, this one got an overwhelming amount of people commenting, and that is the Call of the Dead Lighthouse. Now, this spot is iconically like the worst box location ever in zombies, 100%, because at the top of the lighthouse you can only escape by the zip line if power's on. And also there's 2 windows up there, and not only that, you have all the zombies coming up the lighthouse stairs. Now if you're playing solo, it's going to be really tricky to get the hell out of there. If George gets up there, you're just screwed at that point. And you best believe that if you use the zip line, George and all the zombies are coming right after you on the zip line as well. So this spot is just really iconically bad, and I was lucky enough to get the scavenger, which never happens. I have terrible luck on Call of the Dead every single time, so I don't know how I got a decent weapon, but overall this spot is just iconically like one of the worst actual locations to ever go. Make sure you turn on power so you can use the zip line, because if you can't use the zip line, you're pretty much screwed at that point if you have a lot of zombies coming at you later on in the round. So anyways guys, those are going to be the top 10 worst box locations in Call of Duty Zombies history. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.